So today's STEM activity is your food web puzzle game. And I brought Sarah here because not only is Sarah awesome here, part of the library person, she is also a parent.
My kids love these activities.
That's awesome. Good. And Sarah, you need your parent for this one because this is a golden opportunity to drive your parent insane.
Yeah, this is an intimidating looking challenge.
Yeah, no, just wait, Sarah, it'll be great. So, what you need, and here's the thing, you guys, it comes with this little challenge sheet. So you guys are gonna do these challenges, and we'll do those ones with Sarah here. Mm-hmm. But then the final challenge is optional for you guys, and then you can get your parents to do it because it's really hard. Don't worry, it'll be fun.
Okay.
Yeah. So in your bag, you're gonna have this little challenge sheet, and then you're gonna have this sheet of paper that has all of the things in your food web. You're gonna have these little cutout circles, and you're gonna have some paper cups, and then you're also going to need scissors and then some kind of glue, because you're gonna be gluing the circles and cutting out the pictures and putting them on the cups.
So they will look like this.
Right, and so we'll show you that in a second too. So, also, if you guys have not come to the library and gotten gorillas, it's getting kind of late in July by the time this video will come up. It's week 1 of STEM right now when we're filming, but there might still be gorillas available, so you could take a photo, submit the form, and maybe get a gorilla. Alright, shall we?
Yes, let's get to this.
Alright, the first thing we're going to do is you want to cut out your food web animals and plants and stuff. Okay, so grab your pair of scissors and cut these out, and then you want to glue them onto the front of your cup. We have a sample for you here that we've made. So you can see we've put the waist here, and then you'll want to find which label matches, and then glue it up on the top of your cup. So let's see, we got earthworms, waist, right. So then you can just stick it on top like that, and glue it on. And then once you've done that for all of your animals, you are good to actually start the game. So, so here we have our waist, we have our southern leopard frog, our coyote, our eastern garter snake, which doesn't actually look like that, but that's as close an image as I could find. We have earthworms, we have our kitty cat, our dog, our robin, we have common hackberry, we have a squirrel, common milkweed, eastern tiger swallowtail, butterfly, and raccoon. So that's what they all look like. And so you should have, I think it's 13 cups by the time you finish all of your gluing. And then this is everything that's kind of like a common backyard food web. So Sarah, what is a food web?
Food web, you got to connect the different stages of who eats who and who eats what. So you've got a let's see, the milkweed. So right. You might think that a bird or a bug, something like that, eats a milkweed.
That's right. And yeah, and that's actually what we put on your labels is who eats it. So this little arrow means if it's pointing towards something, that means it's eaten by it. So the common milkweed is actually eaten by our swallowtail. So it creates a food web of in your backyard. What's in your backyard that is eating other things? How does nature keep going in your backyard? So you've got your plants, and then your butterfly eats the plant. Your plant is a producer because it does not eat anything else. It just is a plant that creates food for something else. So then you've got the next stage up, which in this case is your butterfly, which is called your primary here, and then here you can see it is eaten by the raccoon, which is secondary. So the primary, secondary, and tertiary on here are just kind of telling you which stage in the food web your animal is at. It doesn't count for the game. So it's just for you guys to know.
Just learning.
Learning about the food web of all of these animals. So we actually pulled these animals in this food web from a National Geographic PDF, which we are going to link to in our blog post, so you guys can actually go and look at it all at once and kind of see how the food web works, because it's got a whole bunch of arrows linking to all of the animals. And the difference between a food web and a food chain is a food chain goes just like, here, hold on. A food chain goes one thing at a time, like the milkweed goes to the swallowtail, which goes to the raccoon, and it's just all in a line. But in reality, it's a lot more complicated than that, because the raccoon doesn't only eat the swallowtails, it also eats snakes and squirrels, and so it's more like a web. It's like a spider's web, kind of branching out to all of these different animals and connecting them in different ways.
And it's cool to see how that really works, and these are animals that live in our area that we could know more about.
Yeah. Or at least a common backyard area in the U.S. I don't know that we have some of these plants nearby, but...
I don't know about the frog.
Yeah.
But anyways, they are stuff that's more commonly known to our area.
Yeah. And so that's how kind of how food webs work. But now we're going to play a game with it. And we're going to use our challenge sheet to do the different challenges. So Sarah, if you want to come over on this side so you can see all the animal images better, and here's how we'll do it.
All right, let's give it a try.
Right, so the things in bold are what's on top, so like that's the cat. And then again, if it's the arrow's pointing to something, that means that's the thing that's eating the thing below. So the cat eats the robin, right? And the robin eats the common hackberry. So what we want to do, the challenge is to, we're going to connect the animals in a food chain, or in a food web, and so everything that is on the top of the circle has to touch this cup. So the cat has to touch the robin. And the robin, where did the robin go?
Right here.
Oh, thanks. We're going to move these out of the way for the moment. The robin would have to touch the dog, cat, and coyote, and the hackberry, and the worm. So if you were doing the full food web with all of the animals, that's the parent challenge. So we're going to do some of the smaller challenges first. Okay? So if you look at here, it says connect the hackberry, robin, dog, and cat. And don't use the worm, coyote, or squirrel. So let's find these. Let's see. Here's your coyote.
It's a cat.
Oh wait, we're not using the coyote.
No coyote.
No coyote.
Okay, so cat.
The cat,
Robin.
the robin, dog,
and
the hackberry. So now pick one to start with. It's really good to start with like things that are touching a lot. So you could start with the robin if you wanted.
Looks like it would be good. Okay,
so what does the robin have to touch?
It eats the hackberry.
Okay, so it has to touch the hackberry.
And can be eaten by the cat or the
Dog. Okay. And then it says coyote, but we're not using
No
the coyote.
coyotes today.
Okay, so the hackberry is touching all of the cups it needs to touch.
Well, the robin's touching all of them. Oh,
Right.
the hackberry's got just the one.
The robin. Oh, sorry. Yes, the robin. I'm not. I don't see the images,
That's
so
all right.
it's harder. All right. So the robin's touching everything it needs to touch, but now are the rest of them touching everything they need to touch? So
the hackberry could also do a squirrel.
But we're not. We said no on the squirrel for this challenge, so that's good. Hackberry's good. And then the dog
is just the robin.
Is just the robin.
Same with the cat.
And the cat is just the robin.
But the robin could also touch a worm.
Right, but
we're not doing that one either.
The worm is on our no list for this challenge.
We're just starting out basic.
We're starting out basic.
And branch out from there.
Yeah, so you did it.
Yep, we got the first challenge.
All right. Okay, so I hope that kind of getting the hang of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, so you guys can pause the video if you want and do the next challenge without us and then see how Sarah does.
All right, let's got it.
So, all right, next we have challenge number 2. Connect the squirrel. Here's the squirrel.
Okay.
The snake. Where's the snake? Here's the snake. The raccoon. We just had him. No, we didn't. We just had the... I'm getting all confused. Anyway,
that's all good.
Milkweed. Oh, there's the milkweed.
Mm-hmm.
And the swallowtail.
Okay.
So we are not using the... And it'll say these on here, but you ignore that. We're not using the worm, frog, coyote, or hackberry.
Okay.
All right, Sarah.
So, I think the one that has the most on it is the raccoon.
All right.
And it looks like it's at kind of the top of the food web. It will eat the most things.
All right. Yeah, you can see the arrows just pointing to the raccoon, not away from it, so it's eating everything.
Okay, so the raccoon will eat the snake.
All right.
The squirrel.
Yeah.
And the swallowtail.
And the swallowtail.
Hungry raccoon.
He's a hungry raccoon.
And then the milkweed will be eaten by the swallowtail.
Eat milkweeds only eaten by the swallowtail. Check. Okay. Tiger swallowtail eats milkweed and is eaten by the raccoon. Check. Squirrel eats the common hackberry, but we're not using that, and is eaten by the raccoon and a coyote, but we're not using that. So check on the squirrel. Eastern garter snake eats worms and frogs, but we're not using either of those. And then is eaten by the raccoon. Check. And then not by the and by the coyote, but we're not using the coyote. So you got it.
So we've got the raccoon touches 3.
Yep.
And then the swallowtail touches 2. So it's
Right.
webbing out.
So it's webbing out. That's cool. All right. Here we go.
What's the next one?
Next one, we want the swallowtail and the frog. Here he is, Mr. Frog. We want the milkweed. Here's the milkweed. The raccoon.
Raccoon's coming back out.
Oh, look, a typo. The
fun.
snake.
There's the
Oh,
snake.
and we get the worm this time.
Oh, where's he at?
Earthworms.
Alright.
And waste. So the waste
Okay.
is decomposing. All right, so we have all of these, and this is challenge number 3. And again, you can pause and try and solve it yourself too. And there are different ways to solve it. So, all right, Sarah.
Where to start? Let's start with the snake.
All right. So I'll move this back for you.
The snake will eat the worms and the frogs.
Oh yeah, snakes eat frogs.
And
Okay.
then it can be eaten by a raccoon.
All right.
The raccoon will also eat the swallowtail,
All right.
which will eat the milkweed.
Okay.
And then the waste, the decomposed dirt and everything, goes with the earthworm.
Okay.
So is that.
All right, let's check it. All right,
So-
we're starting with the milkweed. It's eaten by the swallowtail, so check on the milkweed. The swallowtail is eaten by the raccoon, eats the milkweed, so check on that. Raccoon eats the snake and the swallowtail, and then we are not using the squirrel, so check on the raccoon. Okay. Eastern garter snake eats worms and the frog, check, and is eaten by the raccoon, check, no coyote. The leopard frog is eaten by the snake, check, no coyote, check, but it eats the worms, so it also has to touch the worms.
Okay,
Perfect.
I see
Okay,
it, I see
so
it.
now it's check on the leopard frog. Okay. Earthworms are eaten by the robin, which we don't have, we're not using, by the frog and by the snake, check, and it decomposes the waste.
Awesome.
Perfect. There's see how your food web is getting a little more complex? That's pretty cool.
Totally missed the frogs and the worms.
Yeah, it's all interconnected. All right. So, you ready for the final kid
Right.
challenge?
How many cups are we bringing out this time?
All right, let's see. So, let's move all these back. This is challenge number 4. And again, you can pause the video. We're going to use, for challenge number 4, the coyote. We finally get to use the coyote. He's fun. I like him. The earthworm and the snake.
There's the
Worm,
snake.
Snake. Squirrel. The frog, the waste, and the hackberry.
Frog.
Waste,
Waste.
hackberry.
hackberry.
All right, so
Okay.
we're not using the raccoon or the robin or any of the rest of these.
Okay.
So I'll move these back for you. so
Okay.
we can-
So, looks like the coyote's gonna eat a lot of people.
Yeah.
So he's gonna eat the frog, the squirrel, and the snake.
Wow.
So now we've
and
got
no robin.
I've got the
Yeah.
worm, the waste, and the hackberry to connect.
Okay.
So the squirrel will eat the hackberry.
hmm
He's the only one that's eaten that. The leopard frog eats worms and waste, but the garter snake also eats worms.
Oh, yeah, but this is your worms.
Oh, that's my worms. Okay, will also eat worms, so they're connected like that, and then the waste comes over there.
Sweet. Did you know it is allowed to stack
Ooh, cool.
as well? So if you wanted to, you could do that, and that counts as well.
Nice.
But let's move it back so you can see better, because you're at
Yeah.
a weird angle.
Yeah. Alright, let's check these out.
Okay, so waste is eaten by earthworms, check. Earthworms are eaten by the snake and the frog, and we're not using the robin, check. The snake eats the worms and the frogs, and it's not touching the frog.
It's trying.
It's trying, so let's move this back here. No,
But
we got
no,
it, but it's
'cause
got to
the-
touch the coyote.
maybe he's gotta
so
sit on top.
maybe let's put him on top. Perfect. Okay. So he eats the frog. Okay. And the frog is eaten by the snake and the coyote. Check. And eats the worms. Check.
Okay.
Okay.
So now the coyote's
And there's no
Got a-
raccoon, so the snake is good. Alright,
coyote's got his
got-
branch there.
He's touching the frog, and he's touching the snake, and he's touching the squirrel, and there's no robin. Perfect.
Excellent.
And the squirrel is touching the coyote, but there's no raccoons this time. And then is also eating the common hackberry.
Nice.
Nice. I like how we've got your producers and your
and-
waste
Going up into the
and the frog is like the frog prince. He gets to stay
he
on
gets
top.
to go on his tower.
All right, that is the end of the challenges here. unless you're ready for
I'm curious
the
how
hardest challenge.
can we actually use all the cups?
Yeah,
Oh.
it is possible. It's very hard.
This does sound tricky.
Yeah. Do you want to give it a shot?
Okay.
All right.
Look at this try.
I think you here. Let's give you a stool so you can.
Okay. Well, I can.
You
I
got
can
it.
do it,
You
yeah.
got it. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So spread them out.
Spread them out.
Okay, I think the robin.
And there's like two or three ways I've seen to solve it. Maybe just two, and one of them involves like the cups going like this.
Oh, what?
So, but you can do it just with stacking.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't bother with this one.
Okay.
Like, unless it comes up.
Yeah. Okay, I think we're gonna start with the robin.
Okay.
It eats the hackberry and the worms and is eaten by...
The robin eats the worms, it says.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so it's got to touch, yeah.
Got to do both.
There you go.
Okay. It's eaten by a dog,
Cool.
the cat, and the coyote. Gotta have
Perfect.
a bit of space there because these guys don't eat the worms. Okay. So,
I mean, so that's another rule, is they can touch things they don't eat.
oh, okay.
That's okay.
Okay.
They just have to touch the things that they do eat
Okay.
that are eating them.
All
Yeah.
right.
So you're okay with that.
Okay. We know it looks like these ones are kind of at their end because they eat just the robin.
Right.
So now the earthworms are eaten by the robin.
And the
where's the
frog.
I've got the frog here
And the snake.
and the snake. But the frog and snake also connect to the coyote.
No, then that doesn't connect, so you're gonna have to make it like that.
Okay. And so
And where's the
he's
worms?
right here.
Okay, so we should put this.
Earthworms
That's
go for
easy.
the waist.
That's a
that
one.
one's yeah.
Yeah, that's done.
Okay. The raccoon comes off of the snake,
Right, because it eats the snake.
which also comes off of the squirrel, which also is eaten by the coyote.
The coyote's eating a lot of things.
Yeah, he is. And then also he gets this. Oh, darn.
Alright, here we go. Alright, so the robin and the squirrel. So maybe... Okay, so what if we put the squirrel... Ooh. Wait, the squirrel eats common hackberry, huh?
And is eaten by the raccoon. Okay.
But we can move these guys and move this back here. Because
Okay.
these guys don't go anywhere else.
Right, they just go to
They just gotta touch the bird. Yeah.
the bird. Do they go to the bird?
Yeah, the robin.
Okay, yeah.
So the robin, the common hackberry touches the robin, check, and the squirrel. Okay. And then the squirrel touches the raccoon
And the coyote.
and the coyote.
So
So the raccoon could go back here. Maybe
but the
that-
raccoon is also connected to the snake.
to the snake. Maybe the raccoon
Are you
needs...
sure this is possible?
Oh yeah, it's possible. It's possible. But it's really fun to watch people try and figure it out.
Do you remember how to do it though?
Yes, vaguely.
Okay.
Well, vaguely.
Okay.
I'll give you a hint.
Okay.
The raccoon was on a 3rd level.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. So. Okay. Maybe
Okay,
do you want to start with the
maybe-
raccoon?
Yeah. Let break it down.
Break it down.
Yeah. Okay, we'll start
Raccoon.
with
So on this level beneath the raccoon, we have to have the snake.
where'd the snake go?
Where did the
Here's
snake
the
go?
snake.
Snake, swallowtail,
Swallowtail
and squirrel.
and squirrel.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Now, squirrel has to touch the common hackberry and the raccoon and
And the
the
coyote.
coyote.
Okay, so those are
So let's put the squirrel on these. Okay.
so we need
And the snake has to touch
Well, this one needs the raccoon.
Right, well, the raccoon is... Oh, boy. All right.
Do we need to start a different spot?
I need to, yeah, I need to come around.
Okay.
Okay. All right. That's so much better. Okay. So, okay, we got the raccoon. Let's try this again. We're doing this again.
Okay.
Swallowtail, snake, and squirrel.
That's the snake, and there's the squirrel.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So underneath here,
We put
we
the
need
common hackberry,
and the coyote.
coyote, which also touches the snake, so that's good.
Okay.
No coyote,
Right. So that
but
one's
we
good.
do have milkweed. So there
Is
you
there
go.
anybody else that touches the milkweed?
Nope.
Yay, milkweed go
Milkweed's
over there.
great. All right. So then my hair's not getting in the camera. All right. And then this one's check. This one's check. This one's touching the raccoon, the coyote. It also needs to touch the frog
Worms too.
and the worms. So this also needs to touch the frog. So we're going to put the frog over here. And then it also needs the worms, and the frog needs the worms. So we're going to put the worms here. We still have the raccoon here where it needs to be. Okay. Now, moving on. This needs the raccoon, the coyote, and the common hackberry.
Right there.
Right there. Okay, check. Coyote needs the frog, the squirrel, the snake.
And the worms.
No,
the coyote.
need,
Okay.
and it needs the robin, which the robin does need. Oh, these are not the worms. These are the worms.
Okay.
The robin does need the worms here. So
And the hackberry.
yeah.
I don't believe you. This is possible.
No. Okay. I think the problem is we're going from the top down, and so trying to create a level underneath is confusing us.
Okay.
So we're gonna try again. We're gonna start with the robin.
Okay.
Robin, and we're just gonna expect the raccoon
To end up on top.
to end up on top.
Okay.
Okay.
Robin.
Robin,
We got
dog,
hackberry.
cat, hackberry,
Coyote.
coyote.
And where's the worms?
The worms.
Here we go. Worms.
Oh, I think there's a typo on one that I fixed for your guys' kits. So
Okay.
yeah, because it doesn't have the worms on. Oh, it does have the worms
There's
on here.
the worms,
Okay,
yeah.
I just wasn't reading right.
Okay.
All right.
So this.
Also goes. Well, let's do the squirrel here.
Okay.
Squirrel eats the common hackberry.
And is also eaten by the coyote.
There we go. And the raccoon on top. So we're gonna put the squirrel on top.
Yeah.
Actually, I think we'll put the coyote on top. Just see how that goes. Okay. Coyote eats the frog. So now we need the frog.
Where is it?
Where'd the frog
Oh,
go?
where's the frog?
Okay. The frog does not need to touch the raccoon, but it does need to touch the worms. So we're going to move this, because the robin and the squirrel. Okay, we got that. Doop-a-doop. Okay. Snake. Now
That's
it's
the
touching the
frog.
coyote, it's touching the worms. So now it needs the snake, which we haven't brought in yet.
Snake.
So now the snake does need to go on top because it does touch the raccoon. So we got the worms. Needs to touch the worms. Frog, squirrel, snake, robin.
I'm lost.
We got this.
Okay. So the milkweed goes with the robin and the hackberry.
Yes, should we start at the edges and just make sure we've got everything so far?
Yeah.
Waist to worms.
Yes.
Worms to robin.
Uh-huh.
And
to frog
to snake.
and
And
snake.
to frog.
Okay.
Okay. Frog to worms, right there. And then frog to snake and frog to coyote.
Okay.
Okay, so these four are good.
Right.
Now the robin here. Robin goes to the hackberry.
Hackberry.
I'm gonna put that back. The squirrel also needs it, so we're gonna stick it right there.
Okay.
Hackberry. Worms. And dog, cat. Perfect.
Okay. So the coyote
Coyote.
goes to squirrel,
Squirrel.
robin, and
Robin.
frog.
Frog and snake. Look at that.
Oh yeah, it's so smooth.
Okay.
Raccoon.
What's next?
You said the raccoon goes on top, so we'll try these guys.
Okay, so the milkweed and the swallowtail eat, like the swallowtail eats the milkweed, and the milkweed is eaten by the raccoon. So we just need to make sure that they get on the top level to hit the raccoon.
Right.
So we're gonna sneak it in.
Ooh.
Oh,
A
don't.
snake fell down.
Snake fell down. Oh no. It's touching.
It's good.
It's there.
You just shove it in sideways.
There you go.
Looks good. Looks
There
good.
you go. And then.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! All right, let's make sure we got it right. And I'm sure I can do this. I know it looked neat. There we go. It's fine.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. Raccoon, snake,
Snake,
swallowtail,
swallowtail.
squirrel,
That's coyote.
coyote.
There's a squirrel in
Oh,
there.
the squirrel's down there. Squirrel.
Squirrel. What are you doing, man?
Common hackberry. It needs to touch the common hackberry, so we're gonna move the coyote a little bit. Squish
Okay.
it. And
Okay.
then
Is it standing?
there we go.
Okay.
Check.
I think we'll call it.
All right. Well, that's our food web puzzle challenge. I don't know. What did you think, Sarah?
It was tricky, but it was doable. We took a while, but we figured it out.
Yeah. It was good. It was good. All right. Well, I hope your parents forgive us for this particular STEM activity. And I hope you guys learned more about food webs, because I sure did. All right. Well, we'll see you guys later.
Bye.